Hello and welcome back everyone, I'm Day-Glo Buffalo and this is Let's Play Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars, the director's cut. When we last left off, we were in these, I don't know, call them catacombs underneath an ancient church in Scotland. The culmination of our adventure probably lies here, so, well, let's move on ahead and see what happens.
Listen, I can definitely hear chanting.
You're right. I hear it too. What do you suppose they're doing?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
So, what are we waiting for? Will you look at that? Baphomet. Labino was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Finally, the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But, like a rainbow, they regarded it as a symbol of a covenant with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Rosso! Why, the double-dealing treacherous?
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be quiet and watch, if you wish to live much longer.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here to witness the reforging of the sword that was broken. Here before God's sentinel, Baphomet. Grand Master and Knight of Baphomet, we salute and pledge our obedience to you.
I salute you, gatekeeper of the temple. 7 centuries ago, our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies. We shall lead the people to a new order, wherein all borders will dissolve. All will be united under the red cross of the Templars. George, we have watched your efforts to stop us with respect. But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies. Both of us want a better world. Fortunately, no harm has been done. We need determined, resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood.
Yeah. True. Wait. Brothers? What about Marquet? What about Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures. 3 men dead, and you don't give a damn.
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Join you. I'll see you in hell first.
Oh, George, I had great hopes for you. C'est la guerre. Eklund, kill him.
I swear, I just wanted things to be right.
Take them.
Kill them. They will not escape.
Well, well. If it isn't the great detective and his beautiful assistant, it's going to be a pleasure killing the pair of you.
George, what are we going to do?
That's a very good question. So let's see. Scotland, St. Ninians. The Grand Master, a ruthless megalomaniac who manipulates all around him, an assassin perpetuating a medieval conflict to uphold ancient honor. It's crazy, but it all makes perfect sense. The sword, a colossal energy, a divine power. It is a communication with angels. Okay. The opportunity to learn arcane and divine secrets, a power that the Templars had and lost. No wonder these Neo-Templar guys wanted to find and reforge the sword so badly. When Edward II led his English army up to Bannockburn, this must have been his goal, and this is why the Templars intervened to stop him. Alright, now we have to intervene to stop this guy. Only, I don't think we can use Red Nose to do that. Right? Well, we can't even interact
Come
with
on,
him.
George, think of something.
What do you suggest?
But this place is full of explosives.
We can interact with that flame, though. I don't know. I guess not. We can light our pipe.
What about that torch?
What about it?
Yeah, can we just... Oh.
Come on, Nico. We're leaving.
You fools! You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them.
But master, the powder!
That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. It's over 300 years old. How explosive do you think it can be?
I thought it was all over, but Nico had one last trick up her sleeve. Or in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe, but this stuff is brand new.
We didn't stay long in Scotland. George had a vacation to finish, and I had another story to write. Not the real story, of course, but enough half-truths to fill a page and pay my rent for the month. George and I hung out together in Paris. I showed him my favorite restaurants, and he told me his best jokes.
You know, Nico, this city holds so many memories for me now. The cafes, the music.
The sewers.
Tell me about it. The clowns.
The jugglers.
And your pal Labano.
Oh, yes, dear Andre.
When we first met, and I was doing my detective stuff, you kind of disappeared a lot, Nico. Were you and Labano,
There was something happening, but nothing to do with Andre.
Uh-huh.
It was something from the past that I had to deal with, on my own. So, I dealt with it, and now it's over.
Hey, did I ever tell you the one about the old Irish couple in the lottery?
No, but I think you're going to.
Okay, there's this old Irish couple. They've been married forever, like 50 years, and they win the lottery.
Well, I guess there we have it. I expected credits or something, although it had a fairly extensive credit sequence at the beginning, so maybe that would have just repeated it. And there's this here. So anyway, a few concluding thoughts, I guess. Yeah, as I said, I expected credits or something, not just to be booted straight to the screen. Well, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good game. I don't know. I still think that George was completely superfluous as a character. It should have been all Nico. And it would have been a slightly more interesting game because George as a character was fairly not so much flimsy as, like, you know, stereotypical, you know, aw shucks guy that, I don't know, we've seen a million times before, if not in games, then in movies or whatever. In over his head, but, you know, pluckily going through it, and I don't know, I thought it was, as I said, it was pointless. It could have just been her doing all that stuff. And, well, I was actually surprised by the voice acting. That, well, first of all, you know, the very uneven accents all over the place. But mostly the technical quality of the voice acting, in that even in the same dialogue, in the same paragraph of dialogue, sometimes it seemed like even within the same sentence, the quality of the recording would completely change. It would go from, you know, a fairly dry recording to a very roomy recording with a lot of reverb, or I don't know. It was all over the place, and it was, as I said, fairly surprising in that they couldn't get a consistent recording. I mean, I'm sure they did the recordings over a ton of different sessions, but you know, as I said, they couldn't get a consistent sound out of it. And so it sounded literally all over the place. And as I said, some very, very wonky, not wonky, some wacky accents of, you know, very, very dubious quality. It was the 90s, but of course, if you compare it to a LucasArts game, it's maybe they were probably working on a different type of budget, so they could get maybe a more consistent performance. But oh well, who knows? Enough about the voice acting. It was an interesting game. It was, some of the puzzles were a little bit adhered strictly to adventure game logic, you know, stuff that makes sense in an adventure game, or even doesn't make sense even in adventure games. But, you know, it's the way adventure games work. And some of them were just strange. I mean, I remember the hotel having to talk to the same character many times after every step to get a new piece of dialogue and to get the character to do things. And Syria was a little bit as well. I don't know, that the thing with the towel dispenser, and also, you know, climbing down the cliff face to the cave. But oh well. So it was still a decent game overall. So I would say it was definitely interesting to play. Well, I guess I'll thank you very much for joining me on this adventure. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, of course, as always, leave a like or a comment below. Let me know what you thought about the game. What are your opinions? And, well, hopefully I will see you in whatever is up next. Subscribe, of course, to stay up to date, and I will see you soon. So until then, have a good one.